Good morning, guys. Good afternoon. Good whatever time of day it is that you are watching this video. Happy Thursday. Our objective for today is to closely read and unpack the literal and deeper meaning of Theseus' speech at the beginning of Act 5, Scene 1, and to also determine his commentary on love. The materials that you are going to need for today's lesson as the Thursday, May 14, 2020 Google Forms, and you may also access the Reading Packet 6 if you would like to follow along and view the text in a printable version. All right, so our prompt for today is, what is Theseus' commentary on love and how is it communicated? We're going to look closely at this speech on today. What are the key words here in this prompt? Commentary, which means the broader message, the larger message, the theme. What do we have to do to answer this question correctly? Plan. 1. What is the speech literally about? What is Theseus' message about love? Now, second, we have to identify how he communicates his message about love. So we want to look at his diction and the word choices that he uses to communicate this message. Before we jump in and analyze this poem line by line, we're going to listen to it read aloud holistically.
My Theseus, that these lovers speak of.
More strange than true. I never may believe these antique fables nor these fairy toys. Lovers and madmen have such seething brains, such shaping fantasies that apprehend more than cool reason ever comprehends. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination all compact. One sees more devils than vast hell can hold. That is the madman. The lover, all is frantic, sees Helen's beauty in a brow of Egypt. The poet's eye, in a fine frenzy rolling, doth glance from heaven to earth, from earth to heaven, and as imagination bodies forth the form of things unknown, the poet's pen turns them to shapes and gives to airy nothing a local habitation and a name. Such tricks hath strong imagination that, if it would but apprehend some joy, it comprehends some bringer of that joy. Or, in the night, imagining some fear, how easy is a bush supposed to bear?
All right, so that is the end of Theseus' speech. We are going to now take this speech in sections, a couple of lines at a time, to see what Theseus is saying. So here we have, "'Tis my strange Theseus that these lovers speak of. More strange than true, I never may believe." What is Theseus saying here, or what is literally happening? Hippolyta comments that the events with the lovers were strange, and Theseus agrees, suggesting even further that he does not believe the lovers. All right, guys, go ahead and take notes on a separate sheet of paper so that you can capture what Theseus is saying here in his commentary, so that when you go on to write your exit ticket, you are able to articulate what he is saying here in these lines and how he's communicating his commentary. All right, let's view lines 4 through 8. "These antique fables, nor these fairy toys, lovers and madmen have such seething brains, such shaping fantasies that apprehend, more cool reason ever comprehends, the lunatic, the lover, and the poet." What is Theseus literally saying here? Theseus claims that lovers are similar to madmen because they have no reason. He says lunatics, lovers, and poets are all driven by their imagination. Okay, so we see here where it says more than cool reason ever comprehends. This lets us know that he's saying they don't reason very well, and they have very strong imaginations. This is what he's saying about lovers. He's comparing lovers to mad people, like crazy people. Okay, go ahead and jot these notes on a separate sheet of paper, and then we'll move on to the next set of lines. All right, so this one is a longer chunk here. So, are of imagination all compact. One sees more devils than vast hell can hold. That is the madman, the lover, all as frantic, sees Helen's beauty in a brow of Egypt. The poet in fine frenzy rolling doth glance from heaven to earth, from earth to heaven, as imagination bodies forth the forms of things unknown, the poet's pen turns them into shapes and gives to airy nothing a local habitation and a name. So what is Theseus saying here? Theseus is describing lovers, lunatics, and poets. He says madmen are tortured by cruel visions. He says lovers see beauty in everything. Poets are always looking around and describing things that are not actually there. So this is furthering this idea that he's saying that lovers are madmen. Okay, so we see here that he's kind of describing lovers, lunatics, and poets all as the same thing, seeing things that are not there and having a very strong imagination. What I want you to do is go ahead and jot these notes down as your annotations, so that will help you when you go on to write your exit ticket. If you see any lines here that you would like to capture to use in your exit ticket, go ahead and jot those down so you'll have those readily available. All right, let's look at these last 5 lines of Theseus' speech. Such tricks hath strong imagination, that if it would but apprehend some joy, it comprehends some bringer of that joy. Or in the night, imagining some fear, how easy is a bush supposed a bear. What is Theseus saying? Theseus claims that people like this think their joy or fear comes from some supernatural source. All right, so we see as we continue like reading all of these lines that Theseus is continuing to compare lovers to madmen who think and who have imagination and think about things that are not actually there. All right, so what is his commentary on love? So here's some guiding questions. In line 4, who does Theseus compare lovers to? Madmen. What does this comparison reveal about how Theseus feels about love? That love can cause insanity. What does line 11 reveal about how Theseus feels about love? It can cause a person to not see what is in front of them, but find beauty in anyone or anything. So at this time, what I want you to do is pause the video and on a separate sheet of paper, jot down Theseus' commentary on love, using these questions and answers to guide your analysis of what he is saying about love. Restart the video once you're ready to continue on with the lesson. So Theseus' commentary on love. Theseus is saying that love knows no reason. Theseus claims that lovers are like madmen and lunatics because of the imagination they possess and can see beauty in things that are not beautiful. Have you ever heard the saying that beauty is in the eye of the beholder? Well, he's saying this here, that they are seeing things that they seem to be beautiful because of their imagination and because they are crazy and they are in love. So he's saying love and people who are in love are like madmen and they are like lunatics. So we want to know, like, how does he communicate his message about love in these lines here? Lovers and madmen have such seething brains, such shaping fantasies that apprehend more than cool reason ever comprehends. So I want you to go through these questions here and answer them to help you to identify what or how Theseus communicates this message in these lines. So our first question is, what is the first word Theseus uses to describe lovers? How is this word intended to impact the reader? 3, how does this word choice help Theseus communicate his commentary on love? So now that we know what his commentary on love is, we have to see how he communicates it. And as you see, these questions are focusing on word choice. So what words does he use? What diction does he use to communicate his message? Let's look at question number 4. Look at the definition of the word seething. You have your device. You can search this up. What does it mean? And how is seething used in these lines? How does Theseus describe the brains of those who are not in love? And how does this opposition help reveal his commentary on love? So this is what you're going to do independently before you go on to your exit ticket. How does Theseus communicate his message about love? You understand what his message is, so now it's time for you to identify the way that his word choices that he uses, and allow these questions to guide you through that. And you will type this in your exit ticket. So your exit ticket should articulate Theseus' commentary on love and how it is communicated, and use 2 pieces of evidence to support that. You may find those 2 pieces of evidence by going back in this video and looking on the screen, or you may also access the reading packet 6 if you want to find evidence in the text that way. Explain the evidence and connect it to the claim. I am looking to see super strong exit tickets on today. I am so proud of the work that you are doing virtually, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.